So write in the chat what you see here. What do you see? Well, very good. 1 point for Cindy. Money, money. More specifically, there's a lot of types of money. Oh, is it $10 or is it's a bill, Marius? Very good. 1 point for Bill. $100. 100. What country is it from? Where is this money from? A banknote, common. Very good. You could say banknote. What country is this from? Tell everyone in the chat. Or if you recognize someone here, the US, right? This is the bill from the United States. This is Independence Hall. It is in Philadelphia, right? And do you know who this man is? So every bill or a banknote, you guys said bill or banknote, has someone here. Now, who is this? Who is this person right here? Can you see it? Who is this? Franklin, correct. Robbie, 1 point for you. Benjamin Franklin. Benjamin Franklin is on the $100 bill. Now, we have, what do you call the money of a country? Because here, now I'm going to show you a different one. What do you call, so this is the dollar. Now, we have this one. Where is this from? It's a euro. Very good. Yes, the euro. No, it's a currency common. Very good. So here we have another bill, right? So it's a euro. And now I have one here. And this one is a smaller currency, right? But I want you to guess where this is from. Where is this from? So this is not the euro. This is another currency. Another currency. Yes, very good. Robbie got it right. CZ is the Czech Republic. This is 2,000 crowns, right? And that's about a little less than $100. So it's like $90. So they're almost the same. Okay, so these are bills, right? Now, what do you call these right here? So where's this from? Try to guess where this is from. Where is this from? It's a coin. Very good, Julian. It's a coin. Do you know what country it's from? It's not from Europe. So the flag has, yes, Chris, very good. It's from Mexico. So I was in Mexico about 2 months ago. I visited Mexico, and this is a coin from Mexico. So we have coins, we have bills, and then we have the other one, this one. What is this? Tell me what you see here. A card. What type of card? Is it Visa or is it... Here you can see, let me just block the numbers. It is, yes, MasterCard. So tell me in the chat, what's your currency? What is your national currency in your country? Do you have a bank card, credit card, debit card? What do you think about this? So Roby, Aleu from Romania. Interesting. Cindy uses euros. Zloty. David. Hello, David. From Polska. The zloty. So Jana says she prefers a debit card. Why do you prefer a debit card? Why not a credit card? In America, we prefer credit cards. Why do you prefer a credit card or a debit card? Ooh, Alemka from Croatia. Hrvatska, right? Hello, Nasu, welcome. So today, if you are here, then we're going to have an amazing class. And we're going to talk about money. Some people love money. Some people hate money. Okay? Some people like money. Some people hate money. It's necessary. You want your credit card? Okay. If you want it, I can give it to you. Okay. If you want my credit card, I will give you my credit card. Here you go. Yes, Euro cards. And Chris, in Germany, you have Euro cards. No money, no honey. That's what Daniel says. That's right. All right. So everyone, let's get some points. Let's talk about money, right? All right. So just imagine that every time you get the right answer, I will give you $100. Okay, imagine that every time you answer a question, I'll give you $100. Okay, so here we have money. In these expressions related to money, we're going to talk about prepositions. And what is a preposition? A preposition is a short word, normally it's a small word, that connects. It connects nouns, pronouns. So here, for example, we have with, at, from, into, during. These are prepositions. So the first thing we have here, what preposition is missing here? So you can vote here. You can vote. Is it a lot more in food? We are spending a lot more on food. We are spending a lot more for food, or we are spending a lot more about food. So when you spend money, right, you don't want to keep it under the bed. You want to spend it. All right, so a lot of people are here. Very good. Very nice. Nice love stories in the chat. Very nice. Everyone is very positive. That's what I love about this chat. Everyone is very positive. Yes, very nice. Great. So here, great. So we are spending money. All right. So right now, 61% says that we're spending a lot more for food, but it's not for. Okay. Yeah, so you don't want to keep your cash. This is also cash. So people say money, but specifically cash. Or the bill, you don't want to keep it in the sock. All right. I see Daniel has it right. Daniel, you get 3 points. Daniel S. So let's look at here. So you see, the correct answer is on. I'm spending money on food. So don't worry if you didn't get it right. Don't worry. Your money is waiting for you for next question. But first, I want you guys to use I want you guys to use spend on. Spend on. So this combination right here. So here we're spending a lot more on food. What do you spend your money on? Spend on. So you could say here in the chat, write me a message with spend on. I spend my money and then on. What do you spend your money on? Sandra, what do you spend your money on? Tell me. For example, coffee. I love coffee. I just had an espresso. I love to spend my money on skiing, David. Very good. In Poland, you have some very good skiing resorts. So what do you spend your money on? So Dan, you can say, I'm spending it on fun. I'm spending it on trips, holidays. Oh, very good, Nasu. I spend my money on coffee. I spend my money on vacations, good, or on holidays. That's also really good. Also, in Italy, there's better. So you spend your money on skiing in Italy. Interesting. Very good, Chris. Yana spends her money on chocolate. If you love chocolate, you spend a lot of money on chocolate. Why? Because good chocolate, especially if it's high quality, it's not cheap. Like cheap chocolate, it's okay, but it's not the best. I like good chocolate, expensive chocolate, Swiss, Belgian, French, German, Italian. These brands or these countries make amazing chocolate. So the first one is spend on. So write it down. Write it down in your notes. Spend money on. Next one. All right. So here it says we can always borrow some money. Blah blah blah. The bank. The bank. So what is the preposition here? We can borrow, we can always borrow. So here, a lot of people are asking me this question. So you see the hand here, lend is to give, borrow is to take. So a lot of people say, oh, in some languages, it's the same one. But in English, if the bank, you need money, you go to the bank and you borrow money. But the bank lends because they give you money. You have to pay it back, but they give you money. So they lend. So very good. So here, vote here. Some people in the chat are getting it right. 63% of people are getting it right. 60. So a lot of people in the chat are getting it right. And 60% in the poll have it right. So I think everyone. So if you got it right, then pay yourself $100. Imagine that you have $100 in your pocket right now for Christmas, right? Christmas net, and you will have this to go shopping. Okay, you're very lucky. So let's make some more money with these questions. Let's make some more money. So, borrowing. Now, I want you guys to tell me in the chat, what do you think about borrowing money? What do you think? Is it good? So Mehmet from Turkey, welcome. Is borrowing money good? Do you borrow a lot of money from your friends, from your family? Do you borrow? Okay. Money. And is borrowing money good? So for example, so Jakub says he never borrows. He never borrows. He says borrowing is bad. Now, why? Why is borrowing bad? So for example, let's say you want $100. You want $100 for this weekend because you don't have any money. Now, you say, David, can I borrow $100 for the weekend? So David says it depends. So what does it depend on? Yana says she doesn't like debt. That's another good word. So we're going to write it down here on the board because debt is when you borrow too much money. When you borrow too much money, it's debt right here, debt. Now, Yana says debt is not good. And maybe you can tell us why. Why is debt not good? I agree with you. I think I'm from America, so we love freedom in America. And debt, if you owe money, if you borrow too much money, and you're not free. If you want to buy real estate, you have to borrow money. That's true. The interest rates was really good. It was, but now it's going up. The interest rate is what you pay extra, the percent. So the interest rate, it was good maybe 2 years ago. Now it's going up. Very good. It was. You can borrow, but a lot of people recommend not to borrow. It's better because you can be free and you can manage your finances. You can manage your money. All right, the next one. Let's get some points. Okay, so don't waste your money, blah, 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 such purchases. Okay, so look at the pictures. Look at the pictures. You have a trash can, a bin, and they're throwing money. They're like, oh, this in the trash, this in the trash. That's wasting money. It's not good to waste money. Not good. Okay, so here's a stop wasting money. No waste. Don't waste money. Stop wasting money. Another guy is burning money. Now, here it says, don't waste your money. That's a good tip, right? Because a lot of people waste money. They waste money. They go shopping. They buy everything that they want. They don't care. They don't plan. You say, oh, I want to buy a new jacket. I want to go travel. They're always spending. Not good, guys. We got to protect our capital, right? We need to protect our money. So don't waste money. And you guys won. So If you voted for on, 35% of you got it right. So we have 47 people in the chat. Pay yourself. I'm going to pay you $100. $100 for you if you got it right. So congratulations. Congratulations. So waste money on. Another word here is purchases. Purchases. So purchases means when you buy something, you purchase it. So a purchase can also be used, can be used as a noun, or it can be used as a verb. A purchase is something that you buy. If you buy it, you give money and you get the product, it's a purchase. So waste money on something. Spend money on, waste money on. I waste my money on blah, blah, blah. Maybe you waste your money on what? It means when you just throw it. You throw it in the trash. You spend too much. And it's not good. What do you spend? What do you waste your money on? Tell me in the chat right now. Junior, purchase is the same as buy, but purchase is more advanced. Buy is basic English, beginner level. Purchase is more elegant, nice. Daniel wastes his money on PS5 stuff, PlayStation, video games, right? Yeah, a lot of people, they waste their money on video games. I waste my money on technology. Ooh, Julian, what kind of technology? Maybe phone or gadgets. I waste my money on food. Claudie, right? Or yeah, Claudie wastes her money on food. You buy too much food. I understand that because I like food as well. I love food. And so sometimes I do waste. I'll go to these really nice restaurants and I'll spend a lot of money. So I waste money on that too. He said it's a joke, so don't worry. He spends money, right, on his kids and his wife, right? But if you spend too much, then you can waste it. Yana says she's a saver. We're going to go over that later. But Yana, we're going to write your expression here. Save money. Save money. Right, you save, you put it in the bank, right? You don't want to spend it and you don't want to waste it. You save it. You keep it for later. You waste money on barbecue. So not waste money for, Chris, but waste money on. You waste money on barbecues. So meat, you like to grill meat. Yes. Yeah, so I waste my money on. So Jose waste money on my vacations with my wife and my daughter. Yeah, you waste a lot of money there. But remember, waste is always bad. So if you're saying spend, if it's good and it's not too much, then it's spend. If it's too much and it's bad, waste. Waste. Very good, everyone. Good. So let's earn some more money. Who wants $100? Who wants $100? All right, everyone. Let's imagine that we are going to make $100 right here. Question right here. We have these banks, right? Some people love banks. Some people don't love banks, but it's okay. You tell me if you like banks or if you don't like banks, let me know. But here, banks are willing to lend. So you remember we talked about borrowing. You borrow, banks lend. They give you money, right? But it's not free. It's not free. That you need to pay it back and you need to pay back with interest. But banks are willing, meaning they want. It's okay for banks to lend large amounts of money, not a little, but a lot of money, to people starting up businesses. So here we have the bank. Now, they lend money, right? And the people that borrow the money, they are people starting up businesses. Banks make money when they lend money, right? Now, in America, I went to business school. So they told us if you're starting a business, then money is working for you. You have money and you make the money grow. So you use money to make money, right? People think that they have to work for money. Like, I work for money. I work a few hours or 1 hour, 1 day, 2 days, 1 week. And then after I work, I make money. But in business school, they say, no, you don't work for money. Money works for you. Money is working for you. That means I put this money, okay, I invest it, I start a business, right? And then the money is working. It keeps growing. So that's why banks, they lend money. And here is the answer, everyone. Here is the answer. They lend money to people. They lend money to business owners, business people, right? And so, yeah, that's why business people and professionals, they believe that if you are, oh, I'm here, Nasu. You can't hear me? If you can't hear me, let me know in the chat. So, yeah, so poor people buy products that require payments. Okay, that's what Daniel said. And so, yes, business professionals believe if you borrow money, it's better to borrow money for a business, not to spend it or to waste it. So let's look at the next picture. Let's look at the next picture right here. Very nice here. Next one. All right, this is what we were talking about. When money works for you. When money works for you, you invest. You invest your savings. Your savings is the money that you save, right? So here, I'm opening this. Answer the correct one. Answer the correct. What preposition do we use with invest? Do you say, I'm going to invest my savings with this project? I'm going to invest my savings in this project. I'm going to invest my savings to this project. Or I'm going to invest my savings for this project. So people always ask me, David, I have a question for you, David. Why invest? A lot of people ask me. I have a lot of students on the internet, and everyone asks me that. Now, I'm not a financial advisor, so this is not advice, but when you invest, you want your money to grow, right? You want your money to grow. Like you see the picture, this lady, she has her coins, right? And as time moves on, she has more and more coins. So that represents money. So everyone got it right. Very good, everyone. So 60% of you got it right. So if you got it right, okay, then pay yourself $100. So tell me, everyone, do you invest? Do you invest money? Tell me, what do you know about investing? How can you invest? Of course, what do people say? What do people say about investing? Is investing good? Is investing bad? So tell me in the chat, what do you think about investing? Why do people invest? Do you have any investment ideas? What is the best? Nasu, here you go, Nasu. This is your money. You earned it, but just remember, in your imagination. So David, what are some good investment opportunities? So what do you invest your money in? So Carmen from Germany says investing is better than saving. Interesting. Why is that, Carmen? A lot of people are asking, a lot of people in the chat are asking, why is investing better than saving? Jakub, crypto. So that's an option. A lot of people are investing in crypto. Real estate. Very good, David. Remember, real estate. There is an real estate with an E at the end. So Daniel invests his money in his own house, right? So renovation, you invest in your house. So that's like real estate because you buy the house and you hope that the value will go up. Higher rates, right? Of course, higher rates of return. Chris has never invest in crypto, so make sure that you research and you find out because investing is not people can lose money. There's always risk, okay? So make sure that you do your homework, okay? And Daniel says it's good when you don't have a direction and a good vision for what you do. It's not a good idea. So you have to have a vision. That's true. Daniel says, Chris says, I invest my money. Oh, interesting. And different products. And yeah, of course, your money increases in value. Very good, everyone. Good. You guys are awesome. You guys are awesome. So let's continue here. So you invest money in stocks, in real estate, in crypto. Now, the next one, you have costs, right? Costs. So something costs. You have to give money to live. For example, living costs. Living costs, you have to pay for your rent, your electricity, your food, your bills. All of these are costs. Now, the expression here is cut costs or cut down, and then the preposition, and then cost. So the question is, my friend, she loves clothes. She loves clothes, and she asks me, David, how can I cut down on clothing costs? So when you cut down means you spend less. You cut down. It means, for example, let's say I spend $100 every month on clothes, a new t-shirt, a new jacket, some shoes, some jeans, right? But let's say I'm spending too much money. I'm wasting money. I'm wasting money. So I need to cut down. Then the preposition. David, very good, everyone. Kias, welcome. Awesome. If you answered on, then you are absolutely right. Pay yourself $100. Pay yourself $100 because you got it right. Good job, Jacob or Yakub. Hi, Kias. Welcome. Where are you from, Kias? Kias just joined us, so everyone say hello to Kias. Junior, very good, Junior. So you need to cut down on. Now, what costs or what expenses? Expenses is the same as costs. So let's look at this. Let's go to the board. Let's go to the board here. You could say, I need to cut down. I need to cut down on blah, blah, blah. I need to cut down. And then the preposition. Make sure you get it right. Make sure you get the preposition right. On. What do you need to cut down on? What do you need to cut down on? Well, welcome. So Daniel's asking Kias, what do you do for a living? Great question. We studied this last week. What do you do for a living is what's your job? So make sure you can ask, yes, Daniel, prepositions are tricky. So what do you need to cut down on? I need to cut down on food. Food. I need to cut down on food because every day I eat food that's too good. And good food is expensive. I also like to drink coffee, sometimes 3 cups of coffee a day. And I go to coffee shops. And so I need to cut down on food, coffee. I need to cut down on books, Claudie. But Jacob says books are good. So Jacob is telling you, Claudie, that you don't need to cut down on books. Jacob said that it's okay because books are a good investment, right? Yes, this says don't cut down on maybe on your education costs. Don't cut down on that because that's an investment, right? That if you learn English here with me on Mondly. If you buy a lot of books, maybe that'll help you. But you need to decide. You need to look at your money, at your finances, and see what you need to cut down on. Oh, Yana says she needs to cut down on fuel consumption. Great sentence. So, sweets. David needs to cut down on sweets. Jose needs to cut down on shoes. Yes, my brother, he loves shoes. Yes, he loves shoes. He needs to cut down on streaming services. Oh, wow. So, how many streaming services do you have? Netflix, Hulu, Disney, HBO Go. How many streaming services do you have? So, you do need to cut down on several things. It's important to protect your money. Protect your money. So, in this question right here, people always ask me, so what do you always say spend? But you can always, oh, actually, this one, that's not the correct one. Here, so here, all right, so here we have the verb to go. Where does your money go? Now, people are always asking me, hey, David, what do you mean by money go? Money doesn't walk, money doesn't drive, but it's an expression. Chris has 5 streaming services. Okay. So Netflix, Amazon Prime, Disney Channel for the kids, Spotify, YouTube Premium. Wow, that's a lot of streaming services. Shelter. What is shelter? Shelter relates to where you live. Shelter is where you live. It can be your house, your apartment, your loft, your mansion. It's where you live. So where does your money go? That means where do you spend your money, right? A lot of my friends, their money goes to takeout, right? They spend too much money on takeout. It can be shelter, right? Clothes, that's another one. When I was younger, my money went to going out with friends. Utility bills right now, electricity and gas and all these utility bills are going up, right? Transportation, if you have a car, you have to spend a lot of money on gas, on petrol, right? Grocery shopping is still food. So here in the takeout is when you go to a restaurant and you eat the food at home. You don't eat it in the restaurant. So in Britain, they say takeaway. Takeaway, in America, we say takeout. Or clothes, we talked about that. So let's see. So everyone, look at all of these different areas, right? And so remember to package them because I gave you 8 areas, but there's only four options in the chat. Food, and the food includes takeout, grocery shopping, and that's it. Bills, utility bills, but maybe also rent, right? Fun, going out with friends, holidays, that's fun. Shelter, it's rent, right? So Weil says takeaway a lot. So you can say takeout or takeaway, Jose. So here, for all of you who are asking, I'm going to show you here. So takeaway, take out is US. It's US. Take away is UK. But they are both right. People say, David, which one is right? Which one is wrong? They're both right. So don't worry. They're both right. You choose the one that you want. All right, so let's look at the results. I asked you, where does your money normally go? Most people say that money goes to food. 33% bills, right? So food, most people agree that that food is the biggest expense. Okay. Very good, everyone. Very good. Awesome. So we're going to continue here. So where does your money go? Most people, agreed that it goes to food, right? Now, next one. So we talked about spend. If you spend too much, you overspend. It's on top. You overspend. So look at my friend here. She loves shopping. She's crazy about shopping. Every day she goes to the mall and she spends all of her money. All of her money, she spends all of it here. So she told me, I feel that I sometimes overspend on, and she said shopping. But I want to ask you, what do you overspend on? What do you overspend on? All right. So you see the options here are that you overspend on coffee. See, I love coffee, and I live in Prague in the Czech Republic, and we have amazing coffee shops here. Amazing coffee shops, beautiful decoration, good music, good people, good energy. We have art galleries inside the coffee shop. You have music. So I like to go to different coffee shops and I overspend on coffee. So you tell me. Number two, eating out. So when you eat out, you don't eat at home, restaurant, or maybe even street food can be eating out, but it means when you don't eat at home. Not at home is eating out. For example, I eat out about maybe 4 or 5 times a week. Some people say that I overspend on eating out. Entertainment. If you go to shows, to the opera, to the symphony, to the movie theater, if you have a lot of streaming services, so Khaled says it's not possible to overspend on coffee. Yeah, it's true. It's true. But sometimes I go 3 times a day. 3 times a day. And each time I go, I spend about 10 euros, 250 crowns every time. And I do it every single day. Some people tell me that I overspend on that. If you buy Starbucks or the independent, right? But it's always like really high quality gourmet. Do you know this word, gourmet? It's gourmet coffee. It's expensive coffee. From Ethiopia and Guatemala, Colombia, right? Nicaragua. So this gourmet coffees is quite expensive, but it's good. So what do you... Hola, Carmen. Hola, hola. Yeah. Oh, really? Comments it's not so expensive in Germany. That's good. That's good. So everyone, let's publish the results. What do people overspend on? All right. The results are in. 40% of you overspend on eating out. Right? So you need to cut down on that. Okay? If you're overspending on eating out, if you spend too much money eating out, then you need to cut down on these expenses. You need to start saving money so that you don't have to borrow money later on. Okay? So you don't have to borrow money, right? And so yeah, we don't want to waste money, right? We don't want to waste money. We want to protect our capital. That's very important. Now the next one. Let's look at the next question here. So this one, overspend. Now, what does it mean to do the shopping? So when you do the shopping, it's a very nice expression. You buy your groceries. So they're at the grocery shop, this family, a very nice family, and they're doing the shopping, right? They are buying their food for the week. Now, there are a few options here. Option number one, when you do the shopping, you have a list of items that you need, okay? A lot of people make a list. They get a piece of paper, they write it down, or they use their phone, they make a list. Eggs, meat, vegetables, fruit, milk, etc. Other people remember what they should buy. That's me. I just make a mental note. Okay, I need more cheese, I need more bread, I need more. So I just make mental notes. I don't write anything down. The third option is I think while I'm in the shop about what I want. Meaning, you You don't plan. You just show up and then you figure it out. Oh, this looks good. Oh, wow, this is on discount. So I can buy this, right? So a shopping list. Oh, so Chris has a shopping list only for Christmas. Daniel says only buys what's necessary. That's very smart. Daniel's very, because sometimes I go to the grocery store and I overspend. I overspend. I spend too much. Why do I overspend? Because I don't have a list. And also because, yes, Jakub says it's cheaper with a list. It's true. And if you're buying for the whole family, you need a list because you'll forget something. Most people forget something and then you have to go back to the supermarket or to the grocery store, right? Now, another tip that I want to share with you guys is never do the shopping, never go to the grocery store when you're hungry. Okay, never ever do that. Why? Because you'll spend more. Okay? You'll spend money on things that you don't need. You don't need to buy all these things. But when you're hungry, there's an expression that says that your eyes are bigger than your stomach. Okay, so let's look at the results here. So most people have a list. Okay, everyone in the chat is very responsible. All of you are very responsible. You have a list. And yeah, okay. So let's see. Jose says, I have a list because things are forgotten. That's right. Very good. So I have a list because I forget some things, right? So this is a good tip from Jose. Make sure that you make a list before you go, and this will keep you safe. Now, the next word, I want you guys to explain this one. Look, we have deals, sales, discounts. What do you think about these? If there's a sale, if there are good deals, do you spend more? What do you think about all of these deals, all these discounts? Because here it says you save money. Do you ever take advantage of these deals, of these sales, like these ladies in the picture? So tell us here, what do you think? Ooh, Black Friday. Very good comment. $100 for you, comment. Very good. Because comment says that on Black Friday, there are a lot of deals. Right? A lot of deals on Black Friday. A lot of sales. 50% off, 70% off, even 80% off. Okay? But Daniel's saying in the chat, Daniel from the chat is saying it's a trick. So they just want to get you to spend more. Perfect. Mary. So Mary is saying that she's very thankful for her free classes on Monday. And she said that have helped her and to speak, to defend herself in her country. And she wants to learn more. So I'm going to help you, Mary. Okay. Muchas gracias. Okay. Thank you for your message, Mary. Let's continue. When I buy online, I spend time looking for the best deals. I only buy from one shop because I know it and trust it, or I buy much more than I need. Now, me, I am number one. I spend time looking for the best deals. I check all the websites. This one is 10%, this one is 20, this one is 30. I choose the best deal. 30% off. Question. One day you will have money, Nas. Yes, Daniel's saying, don't worry. One day you're going to have money. Last one, what is budget? What does it mean, budget? So right in the chat, what is budget? Yeah, you have to be careful. So comment says that you have to be careful because there's a lot of fake shops, right? On the internet, a lot of scams. They just want to take your money. You get your credit card. You get your credit card right here. I have a credit card. You show them the credit card, and then they take your money. So be careful. So budget is how much money you have to spend. How much money is in your wallet? Cindy says the money you have. Very good, Cindy. Welcome. Daniel's your savings. So budget is your limit to how much you can spend. Okay, it's the limit to how much money you have to spend. Okay, so in this question, right, in this question, you use keep myself on budget, meaning your budget, for example, my budget for food is $500 every month. That's my budget. I can spend $500 every month, not more. 500 is the limit of how much I can spend. I write down my purchases. I write down what I spend, right? Number two, I cut down on some expenses at the end of the month, meaning at the end of the month, the 25th, 26th, 27th, at the end of the month, you cut down. And number three, you use cash instead of a credit card, right? Because this right here is cash, and this is a credit card. Now, credit card, it's dangerous. It can be dangerous because you just spend and spend and spend and spend, and you don't see it. Cash, if you spend your cash, then you're done. So what do you do here? What do you do? Most people write down their purchases. Most people write down their purchases, and that's a good way to keep yourself on budget. All right, everyone. Fantastic.